Hi YouTube, it is Wendy0321 on YouTube. Just wanted to say peace. I hope you're having an awesome day today. It is Wednesday, hump day. That's my version of a hump. Anyway, yeah, it's bright and early, and I'm doing what I always do, doing my ride into work. Going to be on the road the next 3 days. So that's always a little bit difficult, but anyway, I just wanted to come into my weekly update from the gastric VSG surgery, vertical sleeve gastrectomy I had back on May the 1st. So getting close to my 5 months. It'll be 5 months in October the 1st. So I'm right around the corner to my 5 months, and yes, I have started losing a ton of hair. People think, well, you have a ton, and I did have a ton, but now, even though I still have hair, it has really started falling out last month, I guess about around month 4. It seemed like it had kind of slowed up there for a couple of days, but, you know, I washed it again today, and bam, here it goes. So anyway, not to get sidetracked, let me give my numbers. My highest weight that I ever remember is around 310 pounds. When I got on my doctor's scales to start the process of having the surgery, I was around 264. Excuse me, I'm sorry. 264 pounds, and today I weighed, and I don't know, I'm anywhere from 218 to 220 pounds. So I've lost close to 45. Somewhere, you know, maybe give or take a few. Depends on what. It depends on if I take a sip of anything. But, or, you know, constipation is that time of the month. I'm getting ready for that time of the month. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's been quite a journey. I just want to say thanks to everybody that makes comments. Me. I know that anybody that watches my videos, and I want to say thank you. I'm sorry about the box. I want to say thanks to my new subscribers. If you watch me, I know that it seems like a lot of times I've been a little bit negative, and I've struggled, and I want to just say thanks because, you know, a lot of you said it before. We want to tell the good, the bad, and the ugly. And, you know, sorry. To me, you know, it's very important to be honest about where we are in our journey because, you know, everybody is different. And I want to just say thanks to everybody that's continued to tell me that throughout my journey because it has been slow for me. And you know, when it is slower, you can't help but get a little discouraged at first because you don't understand why everybody else is losing weight. But, you know, as I continue to go through this journey, I realize that this is, yes, we do have a tool to use, and thank God for it. But the bottom line is within about 5 years, and I don't know whose video I was watching last night, but I just subscribed to her. She was awesome. She was talking about how she's seen the trend, or the it's kind of like she'll see people and then they'll be at their skinniest when they've just lost all this weight, and you know after about 5 years, then you know it becomes. Maybe they just settle more into what their body wants to do. Their life gets somewhat normal. So anyway, this is the time that some people, you know, by the time they've been at 5 months, like I am, they have already lost almost, you know, half of the weight they want to lose. You know, some people within 5 months, they've lost 70 pounds. But, you know, I've lost 45, and at first it was very discouraging to me, I'm not going to lie. I had a hard time understanding it, but as I continue to work the steps that I have to work with my eating disorder, it has shown me a lot of things about myself that is going to be so detrimental to my success when it's in long term. Because, you know, I mean, most people have transfer addictions. Not all people. And not all people are food addicts. Some people just have bad habits. Some of us that have had weight loss surgery. But, you know, me, I do have a food addiction, and I didn't know how bad it was until I had my surgery. And I know now, I'm starting to realize for some reason after 5 months, I guess the good Lord, thank God, and all my support people out there, all the work I have done personally, you know, search, you know, looking into myself, going deep into myself, taking all the advantage of everything I could get my hands on as far as support. I've gone through my insurance to get different kind of support groups. I've had them within Aetna. They'll have someone call you if you ask for it. Sometimes your insurance company will provide different services for you. I mean, actually, I've gotten 5 free visits with my therapist that I'm using, and next time, you know, I'll have to start paying my co-payment. But, you know, my 5 visits that I've gone to her, you know, I had time to pretty much establish a relationship with her, you know, give her a lot of my family history, and, you know, get me to the point where I am now, where we're going to the next phase. And, you know, I look at it as a positive phase. My insurance company also has nurses and dietitians that have called me on a monthly basis, and we'll have like counseling sessions for maybe 30 minutes. And you know, most of the time they've called me and I've really been struggling, and I think they were even concerned about me. And I've been concerned about myself, because, you know, our eyes don't change, but our stomachs do. But finally, I want to give a happy note and on a positive on my journey. I started Wellbutrin about 6 weeks ago. It was recommended by my insurance company. They didn't tell me for sure. They said in some cases, with people with eating disorders, that Wellbutrin has been effective. And, you know, it's also helped with people that want to quit smoking at some time. But anyway, so me in my desperation, you know, I'm doing step work within the 12 steps. I am doing everything that I know to do possible within my means to continue to work on me for the long term. So, my doctor started me on Wellbutrin. I have an awesome primary care physician. You know, if you don't have that, and I never have, but thankfully, I'm so grateful for my primary care physician. She has been a total, absolute godsend. And I know New Life for Jen did a video about her, her surgeon, or not her surgeon, but the doctor that she did her transfer to, that she goes to take care of her filled and unfilled, and, you know, to adjust her band. And it was a great video. So if you haven't watched it, it would really behoove you to watch it, because she is so absolutely right. I have the most awesome primary care physician, and she is so supportive of me. I mean, she just gets me. She gets my food addiction, and she knows how hard that I'm trying. And she sees that, and she works with me. And I went to her, and I talked to her about Wellbutrin. And, you know, before she was very reluctant to put me on anything, because, you know, some of those types of medications will cause you some serious weight gain. And she did not want that, you know, with my issues that I have with my weight. So, I talked to her about the possibility. She put me on a low dosage of 150 milligrams. You know, I started taking it, and last time, I guess when I started my period last time, I was probably about 3 weeks into the Wellbutrin, maybe. had one of the worst binges I had right before that time of the month. I'm learning that being alone is not good for me. And maybe later it'll be better, but I was alone in a hotel room. I'm always gone. I am, thumbs up to people that do it. I'm gone all the time. I'm on the road, and it is a trigger for me to be in the car to eat, and it's a trigger for me to be alone. I think loneliness sometimes, I don't realize that I'm lonely because I don't feel it. I just eat for it. So I had a really bad binge, and it really upset me. But then when I got home, I felt better, and that Wellbutrin, it really takes, my doctor told me, some people, I'm always slower than everybody else and everything. Some people it just takes a little longer, and with, now I'm probably in about 6 or 7 weeks of taking it, and I am just now starting to really feel like it's helping, but I still was struggling a little bit. So when I went to her this week, she decided that we would up my dosage a little bit, and we were going to try that. And thankfully, like I said, this is a week before my period. Usually, I have a really hard time on the week before. I'm battling, cravings. But anyway, in the last 2 days, I have felt more peace and more just, settling into, I haven't just been ravenous and obsessed with a solid food for the first time in 5 months. And I really get it what people are saying. People kept telling me, don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare your journey to others. And I just want to give an encouragement to someone out there that maybe they may have the same type of body that I do. Maybe I'm just about to start to really hit my peak now, whereas other people, they started in the beginning. I wasn't sick a day. Sometimes, I'll get a little nauseous from eating too much in PB. But anyway, I just want to give somebody an encouragement. The first 4.5 months of this journey, I'm not going to lie, I've struggled. And I believe that I was probably within the last 2 or 3 weeks, I just started my mourning process over food. I just have realized within about the past 3 weeks that, one, my brain doesn't produce a lot of dopamine, and that's the reason people shove food in their mouth, because it gives an instant dopamine rush, and it makes us kind of feel better, and that's what the Wellbutrin helps with. And also, within the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've just started really saying, food is overrated. Which, don't get me wrong, I have my battles every day still, and I'm not there. And I'm always going to be struggling. I'm always going to be striving. I'm never going to think I've arrived. But the thing about it is it is a process. It's been a process for me, because I'm finally seeing, I cannot bury my emotions in food. My stomach is not big enough for that anymore. And I know that, I'm having to think more, and I'm having to say, it's not, now food is making me sick if I eat too much. But anyway, I'm just thankful that in the last couple weeks, I feel a little more hope. And I just wanted to say that too, and it took a long time for me to get there to say it, but I wanted to say that to someone out there that in their journey, everyone else around them, they may have been losing weight, coming and going, and you've been struggling, and it's just been so hard, and you stay hungry all the time. I so understand. That was me, and that has been me, and I'm taking it one day at a time. That's all I know to do. But within the last couple of weeks, it's really been, I've really been doing more. It's been coming to me, and the light seems like it came on a little bit. And ever since I started taking the Wellbutrin, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not gonna give the Wellbutrin all the credit. Just like I'm not gonna give my sleep all the credit, because I've been doing some work too. I mean, this takes work. It takes work every day. It takes continuing to watch videos, continuing to get back to the basics, to the rules. You know, you have encouraged me, so I just want to give encouragement to someone today. You know, don't compare yourself, but just know that do the work. It's going to be worth it in the long run. I'm not there. I'm not there on my exercise by no means. I have something to strive for. I still have about 60, I still have about 50 or 60 pounds I'd like to lose. So, I mean, you know, I have a ways to go, and I'm just taking it one day at a time. Anyway, people, I know this was a long video, and I hope that I said something to encourage you today, because, I mean, I just wanted someone to know that our journey is so different, and you cannot compare yourself to others. But there is somebody out there, I'm sure, that is like me, and that they just weren't fast, and I'm just a slow bloomer, and you know, it's just now catching up with me. What generally happens with other people at a month or two, boom, it just now seems like it's starting to work for me. So anyway, more to come, but I hope you have an awesome day, blessed day. I hope God continues to strengthen each and every one of you, and I love you. Peace.